What's up, guys? OpTic Fwiz here, and we are kicking off some fresh new footage of the OpTic Competitive Team playing on Summit Domination. We've got some of the crew here. We've got right now on the call BigTymer, Rambo, and Merk. And before we jump into anything, I just want to get some stuff straight because I think people were a little confused about the kind of overall status of the OpTic Competitive channel. So I'm going to cover that. OpTic Competitive squad here consists of myself, Nadeshot, Rambo, BigTymer, Merk, and Proofy. Nadeshot and I have kind of taken on the role of helping facilitate content for the new team, which is going to be Rambo, BigTymer, Merk, and Proofy. So Nadeshot and I still play with Hex, Predator, and Diesel competitively, and we're establishing this squad as our four-man team. So I know a lot of you guys were asking questions. We'll continue to just be pumping competitive content out, whether it's me, Nadeshot, or the squad. So have no fear, guys. There's going to be a lot of stuff still coming. That is the team. So that's it. I just want to square all that up because I know that was a lot of questions you guys had. Anyway, jumping into this gameplay, guys, how you doing?
I'm pretty good.
All right.
What's up, Fwiz?
Yeah. So I think the first thing I want to take the time out is for some people that aren't familiar with it is kind of the MLG settings and talk a little bit about that and what you guys think from MLG settings and kind of what pubs, which a lot of players might be used to.
Well, I mean, the main difference, in my opinion, from like going straight from public matches to MLG 4v4s is there's a lot less chaos, I guess you could say. You don't have like UAVs, blackbirds, chopper gunners shooting down at you, and it makes the player sort of rely on himself, and like you only have your gun, you have your smarts, you don't have anything helping you out. You have to realize where the opposing team is on the map by yourself, and really that's all you have to rely on. You don't have anything to help you out, really.
Rambo, I got a question for you, and it's something I've talked about on some of my commentaries, and it seems to come up a lot, but it's the use AK-74U. It's obviously what you're always going to see in, small to medium-sized map competitive play with the SMG, and kind of explain a little bit to the viewers out there why that gun is used, especially in a competitive level.
Well, the main reason is its consistency as far as a weapon. I mean, if you look at all the other SMGs, some of them shoot too fast, don't have a big enough clip. Most of them do not have the grip, which what makes the AKU so much better than the other weapons is the fact that you can pretty much hip fire as good as any other gun. It kills pretty fast, and then you have the grip that helps you scope in whenever you're scoped in, and it's just so steady. So, I mean, it's really, as far as you don't want to use a gun that's not going to be good, and since AKU is the best gun to play with, so, I mean, that's why everyone's going to use it.
I've tried to explain that. I understand that, people want to see a variety of weapons used, but it's not always the case. And if everybody, to keep the playing field even, everyone is going to bust out that gun. Another question, Merk, we had you last year. You were on Modern Warfare 2's OpTic team. What I always said about you is you're kind of the up and new coming player, really kind of showcasing your talent. And now we see you have a 4th place finish at Nationals. You weren't really happy with it, but it was a pretty big feat for you. Moving on now to competitive in 2011, what are some of your goals to kind of keep continuing as a better player? And now that you're in such a spotlight of what is going into the preseason as OpTic being the #1 ranked competitive team?
Basically, I just want to keep on a good, consistent team. I want to always place well, be at the top, and that's never really what I found myself on. So I'm trying to keep a good team, and of course, I'm trying to win a national championship, just like all these guys, and that's our goal.
A question I get, Merk, a lot is kind of like, how do you get in the scene? Players, they feel like they've got stuff to offer, and sometimes it's hard to get your foot in the door. What were you able to do from somebody that was a relatively unheard of player to where you are now, which is becoming a household name in the Call of Duty competitive scene? What are some of the steps that you did to get there?
Well, just like everybody else, I basically started off playing GBs. That's basically step one, and then after that, you just have to play tournaments. I mean, you get your name out there a little bit, and then, one day I talked to Rambo, and we started playing, and he picked me up, and that's basically where I started off from.
And there you go. The rest is history, huh?
Yep.
All right. And Rambo, you and BigTymer both were 2009 national champions for Call of Duty 4. You guys were huge players there. You guys have stuck together for a while. What do you think, tips on being a better team, and how do you become a better team?
Well, I think the main point of being a better team is sticking together. I mean, it's kind of self-explanatory as me and Big T have been teaming for such a long time. Keeping a good ground base of a team. I mean, there's sure as hell there's going to be switches at times, just like it happened right now. I mean, there's always the possibility of 1 or 2 players not sticking to the team, but if you keep a ground core of your team and you keep the smart going and everyone's like on the same page as far as playing together, it's pretty much, I think, the key to success.
I couldn't agree more, and I think that's kind of one of the the upsetting things that I've seen in there's so many team changes, and I think people would really be shocked, even when things are going bad, if the ability to stay together and kind of had that unspoken dialogue of kind of knowing, you know, your players on your team, how much that becomes an asset later on, but people don't realize how long that takes to develop. And I'm glad you say that, because I couldn't agree more with the fact of sticking together and finding a team and molding together and gelling with it. That's going to be your keys to success. Big Tymer, just a quick question for you. What is kind of the toughest lesson you faced in Call of Duty? Something where, you know, you've just, damn, that sucked, or some moment where you've had where you've kind of had to bounce back, because you certainly have gone through your successes of being a national champion. But what is it like when you had kind of your back up against the wall and bouncing back from something?
I guess it would have to be in Dallas, where we placed third. I mean, third on a national level is still pretty good, but, you know, from winning, you know, the 2009 national championship and then being seated second in Dallas, you know, we wanted to win. We never thought, even when we were down, you know, like 5-2 in the losers finals, we still truly believed that we were going to come back and win. So when we didn't, it was sort of like, you know, like, wow, that's it. You know, we lost, it's over. So I guess that was the hardest part. And the way we lost too in that overtime capture the flag, we just really felt that we were the best team in Dallas, and it was definitely hard being knocked out.
Yeah, I think you guys had such high expectations coming into that game, and yeah, I'm sure it was disappointing not being able to follow through with it. How do you feel about this squad, though, coming into the 2011 season to get a national championship?
I feel really good, actually. I mean, we haven't had much time to play. You know, there's not a lot of tournaments right now, but we played 2 ICN tournaments. We won both of those with, you know, 250-plus teams in it. We've been scrimming lately. Of course, we just had to make a team change, but I think in the end, you know, Proofy, he's a great player. He's probably one of the best in the game right now, like he's always been ever since, you know, towards late COD 4. So I think once we get the chemistry down with this team, we stick together for a little while, I think we'll be right back there in the running for a national championship.
Awesome. Guys, thanks for coming on. I appreciate you guys tuning in. We're going to have much more footage of the OpTic competitive team rolling out on OpTic Nation and the competitive channel. For all you guys' links, if you want to follow any of the players on Twitter, their YouTube channels, etc., all of that's going to be located in the info box below. So make sure you check these guys out, and we'll definitely be making sure we showcase them more so you guys can get to know them better. Guys, thanks for coming on.
See you later.
See you later.